Hello viewers, welcome to CHATforum Africa. My name is Priscilla Irons. CHATforum Africa is an informative and educative program. And with me today is a political stalwart, a PDP chieftain. You want to know who he is? Stay with me right after this break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. With me today is no other than Chief Ebenezer BABATOPE.
Well, I am myself, I am a politician, and I once served as the National Director of Organization of the Unity Party of Nigeria, founded and led by the late Papa Bafnawo. And when Papa died, I went to school at Pockham University in England, where I read my law degree, came back, and then also went back into politics. And I was a member of the SDP in those days, when Babangida was in power, and later I became a member of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, and I was still a member.
Okay, as a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, what are the weaknesses, what are the awareness of the party among others?
Well, it's going to be difficult for me to spell out the weaknesses of a party that I belong to. It's going to be very, very difficult. But I know we have weaknesses. When we're in government, we made some mistakes, fundamental errors, which cost us the National Office of President. And then the APC came to power with Muhammadu Buhari, who was once my jailer, became head of state. And then we have the PDP being in opposition. So we had weaknesses. For example, I think we toyed with power. I must say that we toyed with power.
When the PDP was in power.
When the PDP was in power. If we had not toyed with power, the APC would not have found it easy to penetrate our government and then to displace us.
So what is your assessment of the present state of the nation at the moment? In terms of security and...
security, you better talk of something else. Security is terrible. People are being killed, being roasted. It's terrible. I mean, the herdsmen are killing people, and the security is becoming so terrible that in fact one is frightened. I am a 75-year-old Nigerian, and if I can tell you that as a 75-year-old Nigerian I fear for Nigerians, then it means that people have to reckon what I'm saying. I mean, it's a terrible thing that is happening. But well, we must have a government, and we must have a government, and we have a government, and we are itching to go back to power. I can assure you about that. And we're itching to go back to power. When we go back to power, with the younger elements, we have to promote the younger elements to really supervise and to protect that power. But again, we will not make the mistake we made, because we left Goodluck alone. We shouldn't have done that. We left it alone in the party, and that causes much. And if you are dealing with part like the APC, where you have the likes of Buhari and the likes of Bola Tinubu and the likes of the governor of Ogun State, I mean, you have to deal with them with all seriousness. But we did not do that in the PDP. And so we left Gage alone, and Gage was swallowed up by the APC. And then the PDP was defeated by the APC.
So what makes PDP tick?
Oh, it's because people who are members of the PDP, they become irredentist members. I mean, people like me, it is difficult for me to cross carpet to any party. Which party am I going to cross to? So I'm a irredentist, I'm an irredentist PDP member. And there I will remain until either circumstances of history change or God calls me to his bosom.
Now, how would you rate the anti-corruption war in Nigeria at the moment? Do you think we are winning the war, or we've lost this completely?
We are not winning the war at all, because I cannot see any anti-corruption anywhere. Anti-corruption to do what? I cannot see it anywhere. I mean, for example, now Buhari came and said he was fighting corruption. Beautiful. I mean, that's a good thing if you can fight corruption. But how many people have been jailed for that corruption? Not, I mean, how many people? And that makes a toy game of the corruption thing that Buhari says is fighting. Where are the people? And then we only EFCC. So we only turned the EFCC to a monster without allowing the EFCC to really perform its duty as a body saddled with the responsibility of fighting corruption. Not many people have been jailed, and we are now being told that they have increased the number of courts to try corrupt people. Well, we are waiting. We are waiting. People like me, we are waiting. At my age, we are bound to wait. And if we find a good woman, we'll talk about it.
Okay, the plans of PDP coming up now on the next election. Are we expecting to see youths coming out from the PDP?
Of course, and we have no choice. We have no choice, and you cannot expect Nigerians.
Because we keep saying faces, old faces, though, that we used to. Like when I was still little, up till date, we're still seeing the same faces. So are we expecting to see new faces, like the youths coming out now?
You are going to see young people. We are going to encourage young people. I mean, you'll be seeing faces like me. I was Papa Wolo. Papa Wolo brought me up. It will interest you that Papa Wolo raised me. I've always said it, raised me from nowhere, international celebrity. I became director of the VP at the age of 33.
Wow.
So, and if my leader, Papa Wolo, could follow regional principle of encouraging the youth, I mean, I definitely must be, and many of my Nigerians must be, and many of us are going to encourage the youth. In the PDP, you can be sure you are going to see the youth at play from next year. Because we are going to be at the background. The only thing we don't want to hear from them is when the youth tell us, you are too old now. We know we are old, but don't tell us to our face that we are old. So that's why we are going to encourage you, the young men. But it's not a question of the fact that we become old people, we are not lepers, and we are still very effective, and we will be effective in backing them up.
Okay.
In the APC, for example, I have my friend, Babato. Babato is a friend of mine. He comes from Ogun State. He will be 79 in May. If all of us were planning to celebrate it, I mean, it was a one-time president of the University of Association. Definitely, that has told me clearly and told all his friends that it is young people is going to put forward. Now he has a very good relationship with Amosu, the governor Amosu, Amosu, and that's what it is with us. We want to encourage the young people, younger elements, younger girls, younger men, younger boys, to move up, and we are going to see them are plenty in the PDP next year.
Do you think the misunderstanding we're having in the PDP at the moment, here and there, like we have a lot of misunderstandings, fightings and everywhere, do you think that will make the PDP come out victoriously in the next oncoming election? We
pray and hope that we'll be able to solve the problem. But you are right, Priscilla, you are right. There are difficulties and problems in the PDP. I mean, when we went for our national convention last December, I was there, despite the fact that I was a bit not well. I had to manage myself to go to Abuja. I came back with bitterness, but not bitterness to leave the PDP, no. But bitterness to fight on within the PDP to ensure that the PDP comes out tops against the APC next year. And the governor of Bayelsa, Siraki Dixon, was timely sent by the PDP to come and make men fences. He came here, I was here where we are sitting down here. He came to meet us here, the body judge organization within the PDP. And he tried very much to establish peace. And we do hope that the PDP will have learned lessons from what happened at Abuja. If the PDP does not learn lessons from what happened at Abuja, then we are going to have a repeat. I'm so sorry to say that. There are some of us who call Buhari, we call him Kokuma. Kokuma Yoruba means that somebody who has refused to die. So Kokuma will bounce back to power. Kokuma will bounce back because Kokuma will have fed on the grievances within the PDP. And that will be very unfortunate. But we do hope we are going to resolve our differences. We are going to solve our problem within the PDP. And we do know that when we solve the problems, we will be set to recapture power from the APC. And that is our mission.
What do you think is the cause of this misunderstanding?
Hey, that's politics. That is politics. My dear daughter, that is politics. Politics. Politics is not rub my back and I rub yours. No. You must have friction, you must have disagreement, you must have all kinds of things. But again, the ability of a political party to mend fences is what is important. The PDP has decided on it, and I hope that they do carry it to local conclusion. There was nothing wrong with the Siraki Dixon committee, and they should encourage Siraki Dixon and many of his time to go ahead and ensure that there is peace within the party.
So during the PDP, it was the Chibok girls that was missing, and now we have the APC, now it's the Dapchi girls. What is really happening as a father and as an icon and as a politician? What do you have to say about
It's a terrible thing happening, my dear daughter. It's a terrible thing happening. Yes, it is true. We had the Chibok girls during our time, and now you have the Dapchi girls during the APC time. And that was why we were warning the APC at that time. Don't over-centralize this matter and put it on the head of the PDP people. It can happen anywhere. But again, I think we Nigerians, we should be very, very sorry for ourselves that we're having this, the current political situation happening all the time. Young girls are being kidnapped and taken to places we don't know. I want to appeal to these people who are taking these innocent girls to kindly slow down and allow peace to reign. It doesn't pay any nation when you have extremists taking over the situation. And I do hope that one day this country will see peace. And it's not a question of, I cannot blame Buhari. It's Buhari's time that we have this. It could happen anywhere. But then we must appeal to the government of the day to kindly understand what's going on and see what it can do to lessen tension.
So what has been your driving force behind your success and achievements in life?
My success and achievements,
yes.
I'm happy that there's a young daughter of mine who says I've achieved. That's good, that's good. Well, I think that my early contact with a great leader like Papa Wolo helped me, because I was able to learn under the feet of a man who is adjudged to be one of the best African leaders for many centuries and to come and past. So Papa taught us how to lead very pious, good lives as human beings. For example, when I look back and I try to analyze the way Papa saw life and the way Papa approached life, and I try to copy it, I know that in fact it helps me tremendously. For example, Papa, he led a highly progressively regimented life. Papa knew what to eat, he knew when to eat, he knew when to sleep, he knew when to relax. And apparently when you copy that, you are bound to succeed. For example, now, I just don't put any food in my belly. And that helped me tremendously. When I was picked up by the teaching hospital people that had diabetes, they were surprised. They said, even though you have diabetes, but it cannot manifest in you because you must have led disciplined life. I didn't know anything called insulin until I became 74. Did I know anything called insulin? I was leading regimented life based on what I met in Papa Wolo's hands. Principles. Don't take too much of starch. Don't take Coca-Cola, don't take anything. Take water if you can take water, and then try to ensure that you do not boggle your mind with all kinds of problems. And that I did. And up to now, I mean, if you look at me now, you will say I'm 75.
You don't look it.
But I'm 75. And I'm on my 76th lap now.
Wow.
I don't want to go now, but I do not want my jaws to fall before I to go. I want to come back to the world again fresh, because I have a belief that people come back to the world. I want to come back fresh. And that is why, in fact, I will continue with the regular life I'm living and ensure that, in fact, I maintain my peace all the time.
Any message for Nigerians during these trying times and hardship and poverty?
We should know that it should not be forever. Nigerians should please endure. It should not be forever. And we should also blame less those who lead us. I definitely want to defeat the APC with my PDP colleagues. I want to defeat them very soundly too, the way they defeated us. But you see, I don't want to lay blames on anybody's feet. No. We want to go into the election next year with clean hands and with determination that we are going to wrestle power. And when we produce the next president, Nigerians will know that we have a president. But please, Nigerians, don't lay unnecessary blames on anybody. What
is your take on the third force of former President Olusegun Obasanjo?
Well, I said it somewhere. President Olusegun Obasanjo says he's operating a third force. He has not reached his last force. I am sure he will get to the 9th force. 9th force. Now it was he, and I'm so sorry to say this, I have tremendous regard for him, even though we call him, because he got me out of the University of Lagos when he was head of state. He retired me from the University of Lagos. But that's not important. But I have always said this, that it was Olusegun Obasanjo as a Nigerian citizen that brought Buhari and the APC to power. He kept on wiping us in the face with all his press releases and press conferences. Now, why is he not looking for a top force when you brought this regime? So let him stay with the regime to the very end. But if he doesn't want to wait, then let him go ahead until he gets to 9th force. Then I think he'll stop when he gets to 9th force. So I don't reckon with his force. I have regard for those who are members of his force, but I don't reckon with them. The 3rd force will reach the 9th force, and then Nigeria will still remain Nigeria.
13.3 million naira monthly take home of an average senator in Nigeria, and 200 million naira annual allocation for constituency projects allocated to senators yearly. What is your take on that?
Honestly, I must confess to you, I have never put on my head about that, because I am not I have my younger elements, my younger friends who are senators, but I have never put on my head about it. I mean, 33 point. I just read it in the papers. I read it in the papers. 33 point something million. This side of million. Eventually, I know Nigerians are going to, and they're asking questions now. They are going to ask questions. If the younger elements who are saying, get out of the place for us, we say, take it, be very cool. We are going to get out, whether you like it or not. But for goodness sake, let them go and bother about their colleagues who are in the Senate, who are in the House of Rep. Don't let them bother about what's happening to older people like us. We have spent our time and we're on our way out. But for goodness sake, I don't bother myself about what happens in the Senate. I read about them and I wish them the best of luck. But I don't task my brain with what they take home or what they take away or what they take down or whatever. May God help every one of us. All I know is that power changed hands when Buhari swept and the APC swept us out of power. And we are going to sweep them out of power the same way.
So it wasn't like that when PDP was in power, they weren't receiving that huge amount of money?
They were not. If they were receiving it, some of us who are elders would have pinpointed to them that it was criminal to do so.
How much were they receiving?
I can't remember because I'd rather bother myself about them, I must confess. But I do interact with them. But again, I think the Senate has members who are very good now. The boy who is the president, Saraki, he is a very nice young man. He was governor of Kwara State at one time, and he did very well as governor of Kwara State. But I want them to know that Nigerians are not happy. That's why you are raising this matter up. They are not happy with the takeaway or take down pay that they are having. Let them correct themselves and redirect themselves possibly into what can really make for national progress and national development.
Okay. If you have the opportunity to remove 3 challenges we face in Nigeria today, what would they be?
Corruption. Number 1. Corruption. We went there, and I was a minister in this country. I was Federal Minister of Transport and Aviation when Abacha was head of state. They have challenged them. Let anybody born of woman come out to say, when you were a minister, these were the things you did which were corrupt. I wonder, because my leader, Papa Wuro, said to us clearly, don't ever indulge your hands in corruption. Don't ever do it. And then, if you do it, eventually you blow yourself out. Don't, he said, don't allow public servants to lead you into corruption, because public servants can be evil servants. Don't enjoy in government what you cannot provide for yourself in your private homes. So corruption is the number. You don't need to mention 3. No, corruption is number 1, number 2, number 3. Let it be removed from Nigeria. Nigeria will be alright. That's why every politician now is trying to be corrupt. Every politician. When Buhari came to power and Buhari said he was going to do with corrupt people, even despite the fact that my people know me very well, they were still coming to me to say, "Are you going to be arrested?" I said, "Wait until I'm arrested. Then when I'm arrested, then I'll face the music." Honestly speaking, remove corruption from the national life of Nigeria. Nigeria will be better.
You said earlier, before that when Buhari was in power, he got you arrested.
Oh yes.
What was your offense?
I was the director of organization of the Unity Party of Nigeria, led by Baburo. So when Buhari came to power with his military colleagues, they pounced on they pounced on me because they knew that I was the voice, I was the spokesperson of Baburo, the voice of the UPN, which was one of the most clear-cut progressive political parties we have in this country, even up to date. So they put me in jail. I was first of all I went to Kirikiri prison. I spent, I think, 1 month in Kirikiri prison. Wow. Then I went to Yola prison, where I spent, I think, 6 months in Yola prison. Then from Yola prison, I now went to, was it like that? No, Jos prison. I went to Jos prison, where I spent 6 months. And then from Jos prison, I went to Yola prison, where I spent the remainder of my 22 months in prison.
Wow.
They detained me, that's what they did. But you see, I've forgotten the matter, and I've forgiven Buhari. But I cannot forget that the man over-punished me for something I didn't do.
It's nice talking to you, sir. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk to you today.
Thank you very much.
And now we'll come to the end of today's edition of CHATforum Africa. My name is Priscilla Iren. See you same time, same station next week. Hope you had fun. I'll see you next week. Bye.